Hello all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Finally, in this video, we are going to start our Bootstrap series. Now we will see what are the contents that we will be discussing in this video. Okay, first of all, we will be discussing about the introduction of the Bootstrap. That is, what is Bootstrap and why we are going to use Bootstrap and how to use Bootstrap. And then we'll know how to apply Bootstrap to our website. Actually, there are two types, or we can say like there are two ways to use Bootstrap. One is like downloading the Bootstrap files and linking it to our HTML file, or the other way is like using the Bootstrap CDN. CDN is nothing but like content delivery network. This content delivery network, what it does is like it it enables the users to load all these CSS and properties remotely use from its server. We will learn more about it in the later section of the video. And next, this is one of the most important topics in the Bootstrap. And in this video, we will learn in detail about the grid system. And next, we will also make a website using this grid system. And I just wanted to show how the website looks. Okay, this is how the website looks. And here you can see this heading and the button here. And also here you can see we have used the grid system here. You can see in a single row there are 3 columns, and this is done using the grid system here. This website is actually taken from the official documentation of the Bootstrap. Now without any further delay, let's get started to our video. Okay, now I have opened the official documentation of the Bootstrap. Now in the introduction part, we'll be learning like what is Bootstrap and why Bootstrap is used. First, when it comes to the introduction part, what is Bootstrap? Bootstrap is a CSS framework and it is mainly used to build the responsive website. Here the responsive website is nothing but when you are going to create an website, it looks pretty good in any kind of device, such like it will be looking good in the mobile devices or in a tablet mode or in a desktop site or in any big screen like monitors. Okay, now we have learned what is Bootstrap. Now we'll go why Bootstrap is used. Okay, assume that you are going to create an HTML file and you have created it, and now you have to add the styles to that HTML file. What you will be doing is like first you will create a blank HTML, that is CSS file, and you link it to the HTML file. Then suppose assume that you are going to add styles to the respective div, and what you will be doing first you will be giving a class name like class equals to something xyz class, and you'll be calling this xyz class in the CSS file, and you'll be adding some styles to that class, and after linking that CSS file to the HTML file, then you will see the changes in the website, that is the styling has added to the website. Similarly, what this Bootstrap does is it has a predefined class names, and for the respective class it has predefined stylings for the class names, and we just want to use this class names without writing the CSS code. So without writing a single piece of CSS code, we can able to use the CSS styles in our website using the Bootstrap. Okay, now we'll see how to add the Bootstrap to our website. It is simple. If you scroll down here, you can see the starter template here. You just copy it and go to the Visual Studio Code, and let us create a new folder here. I have created a new folder named Bootstrap 1, and inside that I'll be creating a new file. I'll be creating it index.html and just paste the code which you have copied. Okay, we'll come step by step. Here this part is same, up to here it is same. Okay, here you can see the style sheet linked to the HTML file, and here you can see some of the JavaScript and the jQuery plugins here. And now if you save it, and I will open it with the live server here. Okay, now we can see that the hello world is printed here. If you commented this Bootstrap CNDs, and if you save it, here you can see the font size is changed here. And now when we uncomment it, and I will save it. Here you can see the font size is changed. That is, font style is changed here. And now let's create a div here, and I will give class name as container here. And let's put the hello world in this container, and I will save it. Now you can see the margin in the left and right. Okay, now we'll be learning about the Bootstrap grid system. The Bootstrap grid system is divided into the rows and columns. Okay, you can use n number of rows because we can scroll it down, but when it comes to columns you cannot use n number of columns. You can use maximum of 12 columns in each row. For example, take this class name. This is a class name because you can see dot at the starting of this class name, and the first word is col nothing but column, and hyphen is md is nothing but the size of the screen. There are totally five. One is extra small, that is XS, and another is small, and the medium MD, large and extra large. Medium is for desktops, and the small is for mobile phones, and the large is for monitors or large desktops. Okay, here if you see, this is the row, and you can divide this row into totally 12 columns. And if you want to divide it equally 3 columns, you can make it as 3 4 columns, like column md4, that is column for medium devices, 4 columns, and again 4 columns, and again 4 columns. When you sum up these 3 fourths, it will be 12. Likewise, when you want to make 3 unequal columns, like you can make it as 3, and you can make it as 6, and again you can make it as 3. The total when we sum up, it will be like 12. Okay, like when you want to make it only 2 columns, you can make it as 8 or 4, or here you can take any numbers, but the sum should be the 12. Okay, now we'll see about the nested columns. Suppose you have created 2 columns named column md8 and column md4. Sum up, it will be 12. Now within this column md8, again you are going to create a row, and you are again going to create 2 columns within the row, that is column 6 and column 6. Sum up, it will be 12. And within this row you are going to create again row, so that it is called the nested row here. Now we will see both for mobiles and desktop, that is for extra small and for medium devices. Here you can see column extra small 12 and column md8. Suppose the screen is medium, use 8 columns, or the screen is extra small, use the whole 12 columns. Here you can see this. Suppose the screen is medium, use 4 columns, or suppose the screen is extra small, use 6 columns. Here also, suppose the screen is extra small, use 6 columns. Suppose the screen is medium, use 4 columns. And here if you observe, for example, assume this medium device, here it is 4, and here it is 4, and here it is 4. When you sum up, it will be 12. Okay, when it comes to extra small also, here it is 6 and here it is 6, sum up, it will be 12. Similarly, we can also mix it up for both mobile, tablet and desktop, that is extra small, small and large or medium devices. Okay, now we will look it in the example. Okay, now I will be creating a div with class container, and then inside that I'll be creating a div with class row, and inside that first I'll create a class with column medium, and I'll make it as 4, and I will create a paragraph. Similarly, I'll copy it 3 times because 4 into 3 it's 12. Now I'll be saving it. Now if I move to the website, I'll be closing these two. Okay, here you can see this is the row, and this row is divided into 3 columns. This occupies the 4 columns, and this occupies the 4 columns, and this occupies the 4 columns. What if I give the extra column? that is now it is 4 plus 16, but if you refresh it then it is coming down because each row is maximum limit of only 12 columns. Okay, to come it in the single row, what we should do is like we should sum up with a 12, so that I'll make it as 3 now. Now 3 fours are it is 12, so it will be coming in a single row here. Now assume that now you want this para as it is and you want this para as it is. Now you want this para as blank here and you want this para as it is. It is like just you want to erase this paragraph and it should be blank. So that what we will be doing, we'll be removing this paragraph and we are making it black. Now it is looking good, but the other smart way is like we'll comment it out, and if we save here, we are not getting gap, instead of it is coming backward. So there is a concept called offset. If we use offset and we will make it as 3 here. Now if we save it, now here you can see it is blank. Offset is nothing but just leave that place itself here. Okay, now we'll be creating an website with the help of grid system. That is, we are going to create this website now. First of all, we would focus on this upper part of the body. We'll remove all this, and first I'll be creating a div, and I'll give class as jumbotron. Jumbotron is nothing but the it is a like big screen, and if you want to show it, if you save it, here you can see that jumbotron here, and inside this jumbotron I'll be creating a div with class container, and inside that container first I'll be creating a h1 and I'll make it as xyz running platform. For this, if I save it, now you can see the font is different with respect to this. So what I'm going to do is I'll be creating a I'll be giving a class name like display. I'll be giving like 3 if I save it. Now here you can see it is looking good. This is also a CSS class name. You can, and then I'll be creating a para and I'll just copy and paste all this code here. Now if I save it, here you can see now it is looking good. Now we want button below this. It is like it is the, I'll be giving link for this para. Click register for new course. For now I'll be giving hashtag and I'll save it. Now you can see now it is not looking good. We want the styling for this as a button. So that what we are going to do is like we'll be creating a giving a class name as btn and I will save it. It is the also it is also a bootstrap class, and here if I roll it, it is showing nothing. So that the another class name which is like button primary. Now if I save it, now you can see now it is looking good. When it is on hover, it is like changing the styles. It is looking good. Now if you want this button large, here you can see it is large. Now here it is small. So that there is another bootstrap class called btn large lg. If I save it, okay, now it is large in size. And also now, okay, now we'll be creating this grid system here. So that first we'll come out of this div. Now this div is over, we'll minimize it. Okay, I will be creating another container here, and I'm going to making a row here with, and inside this row you want 3 columns here. So that I'll be creating a column md, that is 3 here. I think it should be 4 because 4 is a 12. Okay, I'll be copy and pasting it 3 times. I'll save it. Okay, in the first column, first we want the heading h1 heading here. Okay, I'll make it a H2 here. We'll make it a web development here. It's Molly. Now I'll save it. Okay, okay, it is inside the jump button. Now we want it outside the jump button. So what we're going to do is we'll be removing all this div, pasting outside this div. Okay, now it is outside the jump button. Similarly, I'll save it. Now you can see the row is divided into 3 columns here. Now we will see what our original website. Now we want this text as a paragraph here. We'll copy it and we'll create a paragraph here and we'll paste it. Now if you look at it, now it is looking good. Now if you observe clearly, we want the button here full course in each and every column. Now in below this paragraph, we'll be creating a para, and that is inside the para we want one link. For now I'll be giving hashtag and the link time is like full course here. And if we save it, now we can look, this is not looking good, so that we'll be adding some styles, that is bootstrap classes here. Like we'll get, first we'll be adding button class and it is the primary. Now it is looking good, but here if you observe the color is different, so that there is another class name called like button secondary. Now it is looking good. Similarly we will add styling, that is we will add this button for each and every column. I'll just copy it and just paste below this paragraph, and similarly I'll be pasting it below the paragraph and I'll be saving it. Now here you can see it is full course is displaying for both these. Okay, now we will be adding this footer. Before this there is a horizontal line here. Okay, I'll be creating an horizontal line here. I'll save it. Okay, now it is full, but here if you see it is within this container, so I'll be pasting this inside the container. Now I'll save it. Okay, now it is looking good. Below that we want the footer. To add the footer, okay, we'll be adding the footer here. That is, we'll just copy it, paste it. Okay, now it is looking good. Now here you can see here we had a extra symbol here. To add this symbol, we'll be adding here. If we may expand it, here we want one symbol. It is nothing but the %. I'll save it. Okay, now it is looking good. I'll be copying and pasting it below the full course after the full course. Okay, now it is looking good. Okay, I just wanted to show one thing, that is nested list here. That is nested rows and columns here. If you come this below the footer, suppose you are going to create a row here, and inside that row you are going to create a column, that is with md, and with it will be like 4, and para it will be like, suppose you have created it 3 times, and if you save, here you can see the para is printed 3 times here, that is in 3 columns. Suppose in the third paragraph you want to create a nested paragraphs. Inside that you'll be creating another row here, and inside that row now you have chance to create up to 12 columns here. Suppose I'll be creating column md3 here, and I'll be getting a para here, and I'll be copying it 4 times. If I save it, Now here you can see within this column there are four sub columns present here. This is nothing but the nested grid system. And what if you remove, and like if you comment it out one column, if you say it, now the last column has occupied the third column. For example, what if you add the extra column here? The extra column is not displaying, instead it is displaying the below this column. So that if you remove it and I will save it, now it is looking good. Now what we want is like we don't want this column here, we want the blank space here. So that I'll be comment it out and I'll be adding the offset here. If I comment it out, now it is occupying the previous one. So if I add offset here, offset I'll be adding 3 here because each column has 3 section. I'll be saving it. Now here you can see it is a blank space here. This is nothing but the nested columns and the offset how it will be used here. Now I'll be removing all this. Have if I save it, okay, finally we have created our website. Okay, that's all for this video. In the next video we'll be seeing some of the concepts like navbar, etc. And if you like my video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you have any doubts, please comment it in the comment section. And we'll meet in the next video. Thanks for watching.